Hello and a huge welcome back to English Made Easy. We are so happy you're here with us today. This is the channel where we take the big, scary, confusing parts of English and make them simple, fun, and something you can actually use in your real life. Our mission is to help you learn in the simplest way possible, without the boring textbooks and the complicated grammar rules.
That's right. Today, we're not doing a normal lesson. We're doing something much more powerful, something we call a workout. But don't worry, you don't need any special equipment. You don't need to go to a gym. All you need is your voice. We are going to do the super sentence workout.
I love the super sentence workout. It's my favorite. The idea is so simple but so effective. We are going to start with a tiny, easy sentence, a baby sentence. It will have just a few words. Then, at each level of our workout, we're going to add a little more, like building with Legos. We'll add a new word, a new phrase, a new idea, and before you know it, you will have built a masterpiece, a long, complex, and beautiful English sentence that you understand completely.
And the most important part of this workout is that it trains the real muscles you need for fluency. It trains your brain to connect ideas, and it trains your mouth, your tongue, your lips, your jaw to produce the sounds of English smoothly and naturally. This is how you move from thinking about every single word to just speaking.
Exactly. So here's the most important rule for today. You absolutely must speak with us, out loud. Don't just listen. Don't just think the words in your head. You have to say them. Even if you're in a quiet place, on the bus, or in a library, you can whisper. Just whisper the words with us.
She's serious about this. Whispering still counts. The physical act of making the sounds is what builds the connection between your brain and your mouth. This is how you build the natural rhythm of a native speaker. So, are you ready? Have you stretched your speaking muscles? Let's begin our workout.
Okay, let's get started. Level 1. This is the base of our pyramid, the foundation of our Lego castle. It's as simple as it gets. Here is our sentence. I want you to listen and then say it with me. Ready? She hates coffee.
All right, simple and clear. Let's all say it together. Get your mouth ready. Let's say it 3 times. Nice and slow the first time. She hates coffee.
A little faster now, more natural. She hates coffee.
And one more time, as if you're telling a secret to a friend. She hates coffee.
Fantastic. Now let's look at the sounds here because even in a tiny sentence like this, there are important details for sounding natural. Let's start with she. It's not chi with a hard ch sound. It's a soft, flowing sound. Imagine you are telling someone to be quiet. Shh. That's the sound. She.
Good point. And now the next word, hates. Notice that S sound at the end. It's not a Z sound. It's a sharp sound, like a snake. Hates. This is because the sound before it, the T sound, is unvoiced. You don't use your vocal cords to make a T sound. So the S that follows is also unvoiced. Hates.
This is a super common mistake for learners. Sometimes people say, she hate coffee. But in the present simple tense for he, she, and it, we need that S at the end of the verb. He likes. She runs. It works. She hates. So that S is grammatically very important.
And finally, the word coffee. In American English, which is what we're focusing on here, that O sound is very open. Think of the sound you make when a doctor asks you to open your mouth and say, ah. It's that sound. Coffee, coffee. The stress is on the first syllable. Coffee, not coffee.
Let's put it all together. Pay attention to the flow. In English, we don't say words like separate blocks. We link them. Listen to how hates and coffee connect. It's not hates coffee. It's more like hates coffee. The S sound at the end of hates flows right into the C sound of coffee. She hates coffee.
All right, let's try it again. Imagine you're telling a story. There's a character, a woman, and the first thing we know about her is this. Say it with us. She hates coffee.
Perfect. That's a solid foundation. You've just completed level 1. Easy, right? But already we're thinking about grammar, pronunciation, and flow. You're doing great. Let's get ready for the next level. We're going to add a little more detail.
All right, level 2. We know she hates coffee, but what kind of coffee? Is it good coffee? Bad coffee? Let's add an adjective to give the listener a better picture. An adjective is a describing word. Here's our new sentence. She hates the bitter coffee.
Ooh, bitter. That's a great describing word. Let's all say the new sentence together, nice and slow. She hates the bitter coffee.
A little more flow this time. Feel the rhythm. She hates the bitter coffee.
Now let's talk about that new word, bitter. Bitter. The stress is on the first syllable. Bitter. The second syllable is very weak. We don't say bitter, we say bitter.
In American English, that double T in the middle often turns into a soft D sound. It's called a flap T. The same sound you hear in words like water or better. So bitter sounds almost like bitter. Bitter. Listen closely.
She hates the bitter coffee. What does bitter mean? Well, it's one of the main tastes, along with sweet, sour, and salty. Dark chocolate with no sugar is bitter. Black coffee is often bitter. Some types of medicine taste very bitter. It's that sharp, sometimes unpleasant taste.
So this tells us a lot. She doesn't just hate coffee in general, she specifically hates this coffee because of its taste. It's strong and probably not very nice. Now let's look at the sentence structure. We added the word the. Why? In level 1, we said she hates coffee, which means she hates coffee in general as a concept.
But now we say she hates the bitter coffee. Using the makes it specific. It suggests we are talking about a particular coffee. Maybe it's the coffee at her office or the coffee her roommate makes every day. We don't know yet, but we know it's a specific bitter coffee that she dislikes.
Let's practice the whole sentence again. She hates the bitter coffee.
Let's say it one more time with feeling. Imagine you just tasted this coffee. Yuck! She hates the bitter coffee.
Great work. Level 2 is complete. Our sentence is growing and so is your fluency. Let's see where the story goes next.
Okay, this is level 3. So we know about a woman who hates a specific type of bitter coffee. But where is this coffee? At her home? At a cafe? Let's add a phrase to give us the location. This will make the story even clearer. Here is our new, longer sentence. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine.
Ah, the office machine. I think many of us know that coffee. It's a very relatable situation. Okay, a bit longer now, but don't worry, we can do this. Let's say it together slowly. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine.
Again, a little more naturally this time. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine.
Fantastic. The new part is from the office machine. Let's break down the pronunciation of this new phrase. First, the word from. In a sentence, we almost never say this word with the strong O sound like fram. It's usually a weak, reduced sound. It sounds like from, from. Listen, from the office, from the office.
And then the word office. 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 The stress is on that first syllable. Make that O sound nice and open. Office. And notice how it links to the next word, machine. The S sound at the end of office connects right to the M of machine. Office machine.
And finally, machine. Machine. The stress here is on the second syllable. The first syllable is a very soft, weak sound. Ma, ma. The second part has that long E sound. Sheen. Let's put the whole phrase together. From the office machine.
So now our story is taking shape. It's a work story. This isn't just a random woman. She's probably an employee, someone who has to go to an office every day. And every day, she has to face this terrible coffee from the machine. I can almost taste it now. It's probably been sitting there for hours.
Exactly. It paints such a clear picture. This is the power of adding details. You take a simple idea and make it into a mini story. Let's practice the whole sentence now. It's getting longer, so the rhythm is even more important. We don't want to sound like a robot. Robot talk is like this. We want to sound like a human. We connect our words.
Let's find the rhythm. The main stressed words are hates, bitter, coffee, office, and machine. Listen for that beat. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine.
That's a great way to think about it. Feel that rhythm as you say it. Level 3 is done. Are you ready to find out more about this coffee? On to level 4. We know the coffee is bitter and comes from the office machine, but we can add even more detail. Why is it so bad? Let's add a clause that describes the coffee more. A clause is a small part of a sentence that has its own subject and verb. This is a great way to make your sentences more sophisticated. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Ooh, burnt. That's the worst. Now the picture is complete. It's bitter and it tastes burnt. My sympathies for this poor woman are growing. Okay, everyone, this is our longest sentence yet. Take a deep breath. Let's say it slowly. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Let's try it again, finding the flow. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
The new part is, which always tastes burnt. This is called a relative clause. It gives us more information about the coffee from the office machine. The word which connects this new idea to the coffee. In speaking, we usually take a tiny pause before the word which. It's like a comma for your voice.
Let's look at the pronunciation of the new part, which always. The ch sound in which links to the a in always. It sounds like which always. And always, always, always. Stress on the first syllable, al.
Then we have tastes burnt. This is a great combination of sounds to practice. The word tastes ends with the ts sound, tastes. The next word burnt starts with the b, so you have to move your mouth from that sharp ts sound to the soft b. Tastes burnt.
And the word burnt, burnt, it's one syllable. It has that sound, like in turn or learn, and it ends with that nt sound, burnt. Let's practice the whole new clause together, which always tastes burnt.
Now let's think about the story. This detail, which always tastes burnt, tells us this isn't a one-time problem. The word always is key. It means every single time, without exception. This is a chronic problem. This machine consistently, every single day, produces terrible, burnt-tasting coffee.
It makes her situation feel more desperate, doesn't it? It's not just bad luck, it's a reliable daily disappointment. This is why good details are so important in storytelling and in conversation. They add emotion.
Let's put our full super sentence together now. Remember that little pause before which. It helps the listener understand that you are about to add extra information. Ready? Say it with us. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Fantastic. Let's do it one more time. Try to say it all in one breath if you can, but keep it smooth. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
You are doing an amazing job. Look at how much our sentence has grown. We started with she hates coffee, and now we have this beautiful descriptive sentence. You've completed level 4. Our story is getting really detailed. We have the person, the object, the location, and a description. What's missing? When does this happen? Let's add a time phrase to the very beginning of the sentence to set the scene. Every morning, she hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Ah, every morning. That really emphasizes the routine, the repetitive nature of her suffering. It makes it even more relatable. Okay, this is a big one. Let's say it slowly, piece by piece. Every morning. She hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Now let's try to put it all together. After every morning, there's a natural pause, just like the comma suggests. This pause separates the time information from the main part of the sentence. Let's try it. Every morning, she hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Let's look at our new phrase, every morning. The first word, every, can be a little tricky. Many people want to say it with 3 syllables, every. But in natural, fast speech, we usually reduce it to 2 syllables. It sounds like every.
That's such a great tip. It's one of those little secrets to sounding more natural. It's not every, but every. And then morning. 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 The stress is on mourn. That ing at the end is a soft sound made in the back of your throat. It's not inga, it's ing.
By putting every morning at the front, we immediately tell the listener when this story is happening. It's the first thing they hear, so it becomes very important. It establishes a routine. It's like the opening scene of a movie. You see the sunrise, you hear an alarm clock, and you know this is the start of her day.
I can just imagine her. She walks into the office, maybe she's still tired, and the first thing she has to deal with is this terrible coffee. It sets a negative tone for her entire day, every day. Poor thing.
Let's practice the full sentence now. It's a marathon, but we can do it. Remember the 2 small pauses, one after morning and one before which. They're your breathing points. They help you control the sentence. Ready? With us. Every morning, she hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
That was excellent. You can feel the length of it now, right? Your mouth is really getting a workout. Let's say it one more time, really feeling the monotony, the every morning feeling. Every morning, she hates the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
You have officially completed level 5. You are building complex sentences and telling a real story. Take a second to appreciate that. This is a huge step. And now, things are about to get even more interesting. All right, level 6. Here is where this story takes a turn. So far, we only know about her feelings. She hates the coffee. But what does she do? Does she avoid it? Does she bring her own? Let's find out. We're going to change the verb a little and add an adverb. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Ooh, I love this change. So she doesn't just hate it, she actually drinks it. And that new word, reluctantly, is just perfect. It tells us so much about her state of mind. Okay, deep breath, everyone. Let's say our new super sentence together. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Let's try that again. It's long, but the rhythm is the same. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Okay, we have to stop and talk about that amazing new word, reluctantly. Can you break that one down for us? It sounds a bit advanced.
I would be happy to. Reluctantly is a fantastic adverb. An adverb describes a verb, and this one describes how she drinks the coffee. So what does it mean? Reluctantly means you do something slowly or with hesitation because you do not want to do it. You are unwilling. It's the feeling of, ugh, I really have to do this, but I don't want to. In our sentence, she knows the coffee is awful, but for some reason, she drinks it anyway. She does it unwillingly or reluctantly.
That's a perfect explanation. It's like when your parents told you to clean your room. As a kid, you didn't do it happily, you did it reluctantly. Or when you have to wake up for a very early flight, you reluctantly get out of your warm, comfortable bed.
Exactly. Now let's master the pronunciation. The word is reluctantly. Reluctantly. It has 4 syllables. The most important part is the stress. The stress is on the second syllable, luck. It's not reluctantly or reluctantly, it's reluctantly. Let's all say it slowly. Reluctantly.
Reluctantly. I can feel that stress. That second syllable is the mountain peak in the word. And what about the sounds? That U in luck is a short, soft sound. The same sound as in cup or luck. Luck. And the end, tensely, is quite fast. The A is very weak. Reluctantly.
Let's talk about linking it in the sentence. Listen to she reluctantly drinks. The words flow together. She reluctantly drinks. There are no hard stops. Let's try a little tongue twister to practice the word. Robert the robot reluctantly ran races.
I like that. Let's all try it. Robert the robot reluctantly ran races. Say it again. Robert the robot reluctantly ran races. It gets your mouth used to the shape of the word.
So now let's think about synonyms. What's another way to say reluctantly? You could say unwillingly or hesitantly. She unwillingly drinks the coffee. She hesitantly drinks the coffee. Those work, but reluctantly has a special feeling of inner conflict that is just perfect for this story.
I agree. It adds so much drama. Why is she drinking it? Maybe she needs the caffeine. Maybe she doesn't want to be rude to her colleagues. This one word opens up so many questions. It makes the story so much richer.
It really does. So now we have a complete picture of her morning action. Let's practice the entire sentence, putting our new powerful word right in the middle of it. Remember the rhythm, feel the story. Say it with us. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
One more time, with all the emotion of someone doing something they truly do not want to do. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt.
Absolutely brilliant! You just learned and used a C1 level vocabulary word in a long, complex sentence. Pat yourself on the back. Level 6 is complete. The plot is thickening.
Here we are at level 7. So we have this big question. Why does she drink the horrible coffee? Why does she do it reluctantly every morning? Let's add a clause that gives us a reason, a motivation. This is going to add a new layer of social pressure to our story. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss is watching.
Oh, the new boss. Now it all makes sense. This is a classic workplace drama. The pressure is on. Okay, this is getting really long, but the new part is quite simple. Let's all say it together. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss is watching.
Let's focus on that new piece, especially when her new boss is watching. That word especially. 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 The stress is on the second syllable, spe. Especially.
Especially is a great word. It means more than usual or in particular. She drinks the coffee reluctantly every day, but the feeling is stronger. It's more intense when the boss is there. Now the story is about workplace politics. It's not just about bad coffee anymore. It's about perception, about making a good impression on a new boss. She's probably trying to look like a dedicated, hardworking employee who is part of the team. And in many offices, drinking coffee together is a social ritual.
I can feel the pressure. Have you ever been in a situation like that where you have to do something you don't like just because your boss is there? It's so uncomfortable. You're trying to act natural, but inside you're screaming.
Absolutely. I once had to pretend to love a type of music at a company party because the CEO said it was his favorite band. I was nodding my head, pretending to enjoy it, but inside I was thinking, this is torture. That's exactly what this woman is going through, but with coffee.
It's such a universal feeling. So now let's put it all together in our super sentence. We now have 3 little pauses or breathing points. After morning, before which, and now before especially. These commas are your friends. They help you navigate the sentence. Let's try it. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss is watching.
Fantastic.
Our sentence is now a complex narrative with character, setting, action, and motivation. You are doing so well. Level 7 is done. Let's find out more about this boss.
Level 8. We've introduced a new character, the boss. But who is this boss? Are they friendly, relaxed, intimidating? Let's add a small descriptive phrase called an appositive to give us a powerful image of the boss.
Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching.
Oh, wow. A rather formidable woman. That paints a very strong picture. This is not a boss you want to disappoint. The tension is rising. Okay, this is our longest and most complex sentence yet. We can do this. Let's say it together, nice and slow.
Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, A rather formidable woman is watching.
Let's focus on our powerful new word, formidable. This is a great C2 level word. Can you unpack it for everyone?
I'd love to. This is one of my favorite adjectives, formidable. It's such an elegant and strong word. If you describe someone or something as formidable, you mean that you feel a little bit of fear and a lot of respect for them because they are impressive, powerful, or difficult to deal with. It's not just that they are scary, it's that they are impressively good at what they do, which makes them a little intimidating. A formidable opponent in a game is someone who is very skilled and hard to beat. A formidable challenge is one that is very difficult but makes you want to try harder.
So, this boss isn't just a mean person. She is likely very intelligent, very successful, and very serious about her work. She commands respect. This makes our character's situation even more stressful. She really wants to impress this formidable woman. Think of a character like Miranda Priestley from the movie The Devil Wears Prada. She is the definition of a formidable boss.
That is the perfect example, exactly like her. So, how do we say this word? It's formidable. Formidable. It has four syllables, and the stress is on the second syllable, me. Formidable. Let's say it together. Formidable. The OR in the beginning sounds like the word for. Formidable.
Formidable. And in our sentence, it's part of the phrase, a rather formidable woman. The word rather here just means quite or very. It makes a description a little softer and more polite. Now, what about some synonyms? For formidable, you could use words like intimidating, impressive, or daunting. You could say she was an intimidating woman, but formidable carries that extra layer of respect for her skill and power. It's a more nuanced and sophisticated word.
It really is. So let's go back to our sentence. The phrase, a rather formidable woman, is set off by commas. This is the appositive phrase we mentioned. It's extra information that renames or describes the noun right before it, which in this case is her new boss. It's a very elegant way to add detail.
It is, and it creates a little pause in the sentence that builds suspense. Her new boss, wait for it, a rather formidable woman, is watching. Let's practice the whole sentence. It's a beast, but we've trained for this. Remember all your breathing points. Let's go.
Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching.
Incredible! Level A is complete. You have learned 2 advanced vocabulary words and are building sentences like a pro. The story is almost at its climax. What happens next?
Level 9. We are so close to the end of our workout. The scene is set perfectly. The tension is high. She is being watched by her formidable boss, and she has to drink this horrible coffee. What is this situation forcing her to do? Let's add a great English idiom to describe her action. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching, forcing her to put on a brave face.
Oh, put on a brave face. That's an idiom we use all the time. It describes her internal struggle perfectly. She feels one way on the inside, disgusted, but shows a different feeling on the outside, calm and professional. Okay, everyone,
Let's try to say this monster of a sentence. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching, forcing her to put on a brave face.
Let's talk about that fantastic idiom, to put on a brave face. What does that mean exactly? This idiom means to pretend that you are happy, confident, and not worried when you are actually feeling the opposite. You hide your true negative feelings like fear, sadness, or in this case, disgust, and show a brave or positive expression on your face.
A great example is a child who falls down and hurts their knee. They want to cry, but their friends are watching, so they put on a brave face and say, "I'm okay." In our story, the woman wants to make a face like, "Ugh, this is disgusting." But because her boss is watching, she has to smile and pretend it's fine. She has to put on a brave face.
Exactly. Now let's think about how we say it. The phrase is pretty straightforward. Put on a brave face. The key is to say it as one connected thought. We link the words. Put on. That T in put becomes a soft D sound, a flap T, because it's between two vowel sounds. Put on. Put on a. Sounds like put on a. Let's try it. Put on a brave face.
Forcing her to put on a brave face. Let's say that whole new part together. Forcing her to put on a brave face.
And thinking about the story, this idiom is the perfect conclusion to this part of the narrative. It summarizes her entire emotional state. All of these factors, the bitter coffee, the daily routine, the formidable boss, result in this one action, putting on a brave face.
It makes me feel for her even more. It must be so exhausting to do that every single day. The mental energy it takes to pretend you're okay when you're not. It's a huge part of professional life for many people.
It really is. Okay, are you ready to conquer our level 9 sentence? It's a journey from beginning to end. Take a deep breath. Let's do it together. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching, forcing her to put on a brave face.
Wow, just listen to that sentence. It flows, it tells a story, it has advanced vocabulary and an idiom.
Level 9 is in the bag. We have one level left, the final piece of the story, the twist.
Level 10, the grand finale of our super sentence workout. We know the whole situation, but there is one final, crucial piece of information that changes everything. Why is this situation so particularly horrible? Let's add the final clause to reveal the twist.
Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching, forcing her to put on a brave face after discovering, to her horror, that the boss herself proudly brews it each day.
Oh no, no. The boss makes the coffee. That is the worst possible scenario. It's a nightmare. So she's not just pretending to like the coffee. She's pretending to like something the boss is proud of. The awkwardness is off the charts.
It's a complete disaster for her. Okay, this is our final epic sentence. It is a true masterpiece of language. Let's read it very, very slowly. Don't be intimidated. We've built this together step by step. Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, A rather formidable woman is watching, forcing her to put on a brave face after discovering, to her horror, that the boss herself proudly brews it each day.
Wow, what a sentence. The new part is, after discovering to her horror that the boss herself proudly brews it each day. Let's look at the phrase to her horror. This is another common idiom. To one's horror is an expression used to emphasize that someone was very shocked, scared, or disgusted by something they saw or found out. The her can be changed to my, his, their, etc. For example, I opened the fridge and, to my horror, I saw that my roommate had eaten all of my cake.
It adds a sense of shock and drama. In our sentence, the moment she discovered this information was a moment of pure horror. She realized her little problem was now a huge, dangerous problem.
And then the end of the sentence, that the boss herself proudly brews it each day. The word proudly is the final nail in the coffin. The boss isn't just making the coffee, she is proud of it. She probably thinks she's doing a nice thing for the whole team.
The final piece of pronunciation to focus on is bruise it. Bruise ends with a z sound, and it starts with a vowel, so we link them smoothly. It sounds like bruise it, proudly bruise it, each day.
This twist changes the entire story. Now, when she puts on a brave face, it's not just to look professional. It's to avoid offending her new, formidable boss who is trying to be nice. The social stakes are incredibly high. One wrong facial expression, and she could ruin her relationship with her boss on the first week.
It's a brilliant, funny, and painfully relatable story, all told in one single sentence. And you built it. You understand every part of it. Now for the final challenge. Let's say our completed super sentence together. Take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Let's perform it.
Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching, forcing her to put on a brave face after discovering, to her horror, that the boss herself proudly brews it each day.
Let's do it one last time. Feel the complete story arc in your voice. Start with the routine, build the tension, and end with the shocking revelation. Ready? Every morning, she reluctantly drinks the bitter coffee from the office machine, which always tastes burnt, especially when her new boss, a rather formidable woman, is watching, forcing her to put on a brave face after discovering, to her horror, that the boss herself proudly brews it each day.
You did it. You have officially completed the super sentence workout. That was incredible.
That was an incredible workout. I can feel my speaking muscles tingling. Now it's time for our cool down. This is where you take everything we've practiced and make it your own.
Our story was about a very specific, awkward moment at work. It was about feeling embarrassed and having to hide your true feelings. We've all been there. So now it's your turn. We have a speaking challenge for you.
We want to tell us about a time you felt really embarrassed or had to be in an awkward situation. What happened? Where were you? Who was with you? And how did you handle it? Did you put on a brave face like the woman in our story?
Take a minute to think about it. And then we want you to go down to the comment section below and write out your story. It doesn't have to be a single, perfect sentence like ours. Just tell us your story in a few sentences. And please, please do not worry about making grammatical mistakes. That is not important.
That's right. The comment section is a safe space for practice. The goal is to communicate, to share your story. Everyone in the English Made Easy community is here to learn and to help. If you see someone else's story, give them a positive comment. We will be reading them all, and we can't wait to hear about your experiences.
Thank you so much for joining us for this workout today. This kind of practice,
Building sentences, saying them out loud, breaking down sounds, and understanding meaning and context is one of the fastest ways to build real fluency. It's not about memorizing rules, it's about using the language.
Make this a habit. You can do it with any sentence you find in a book or a movie. Start small and build it up. Practice for just 5 or 10 minutes every day, and you will be amazed at how quickly your confidence and your speaking skills grow.
You were amazing today. Thank you again for all your hard work. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we will see you in the next video.